Well, the reason I say starting a company is like eating glass and staring at the abyss is that in order to make a company successful, it requires doing a lot of painful work that is not fun, working very long hours, and then maybe your company survives, maybe it does not. And the vast majority of startups fail. So that's why, that's the eating glass and staring at the abyss is starting a company. Lots of hard work followed by death is usually what happens when people start companies. That's why I say if people need words of encouragement to start a company, they should not start a company. With respect to government, there's really the challenge is overcoming bureaucracy. And I think bureaucracy is perhaps I'd say the penultimate boss battle. The ultimate boss battle is defeating entropy, which physics tells us we cannot defeat entropy. The second hardest battle is defeating bureaucracy. But that's how difficult it is to improve government. Now, one of the things that's happened, which always happens with an extended period of peacetime, is that you have a steady increase in the amount of bureaucracy. The size of government grows. The laws and regulations that are put in place get larger every year. So it stands to reason that if you have regulators are going to add more regulations every year. Lawmakers will add more laws every year. The cleansing process normally for getting rid of nonsensical laws and regulations is war. Now, obviously, we'd prefer to not have war drive the reformation of government. So, in the absence of war, you have to have something like what we have formed here in the U.S., a Department of Government Efficiency, in order to get rid of laws and regulations. Well, with laws, we have to require, obviously, the consent of Congress. But for regulations, this can be done at the executive branch level, is to re-examine the vast body of regulations and get rid of those where there's more harm than good, of which there are many. And then reducing the size of the government, and then also balancing the budget so that we are not driving the country into bankruptcy. These things are all very hard, and I want to be clear, like we may indeed fail in this objective. That's why I described it as an extremely difficult battle. This has never succeeded before. So prior attempts to reduce the size of bureaucracy, to make government more efficient, have generally failed. Even when parties are elected for that. So if you take, say, Reagan, he campaigned on getting rid of the Federal Department of Education and having that be done at the state level. And the Department of Education at the federal level is a recent creation. It was, I think, created about 45 years ago or something like that.
Mr. Musk, you're also very familiar with the German economy and the German market. So would you recommend a Department of Government Efficiency for Germany too?
I would. I think generally for governments, that you basically need to have some process for trash collection, garbage collection. So if you only have a process for creating regulations, but no process for deleting regulations, eventually everything is illegal and nothing is allowed to happen, and progress comes to a grinding halt. So it's very important, I think, that all governments have a team that's responsible for reducing the size of government and for getting rid of regulations that may have made sense at one time, but no longer make sense currently, and simplifying the process. Otherwise, you get these things build up like plaque on arteries. Like you start having the sort of the flow of blood through the government get constricted with more and more build up on the walls of the arteries. So you must have this cleansing process. Very important. Well, I think President Trump likes to get things done, and he's not looking to punish countries or to do things that are economically insane. But he does view tariffs as a means to gain cooperation of countries for important matters. And obviously, if countries have implemented asymmetric tariffs where they are taxing the import of American goods while America does not tax the import of their goods, then we have an imbalance. So what I suspect you will see is that President Trump will be will want to, for countries that have asymmetric tariff barriers, and it could be either tariff or regulatory barriers that which are basically any restraint of trade. Then the President Trump will want to take action to stop the restraint of trade and ensure that there is a fair and level playing field for American companies and companies in Europe or China or wherever the case may be. So that's my guess. My sense of it is that there needs to be he's simply looking for a fair and level playing